We've been talking with, Jim's, it would be his sister's grandson, so it's his step, or his great nephew, I guess. But, you know, Jim's sister died, and then his brother-in-law died, and these kids just have a mom who's not in good shape. And so they've got no real adult influence in their life, you know.
Yeah,
So he's been asking Jim for some financial advice, and Jim went with him to try to get a loan, and, you know, he's just helping out, because he's always got, really. But anyway, Brody sent us a picture the other day, he's got shingles now, on his face. 34 years old, and he's got shingles. My son-in-law is a little over 40, he's had shingles twice. Couldn't take the vaccine for it because he's too young. So that's where Jim's nephew is now. I mean, it's just an awful picture. He did send us a picture, I was really surprised, but he had to go to a optometrist or something, sure it hadn't gone into his eye again.
remember when Carol had
No,
it? She had it
I
around.
don't, really?
Yes,
No, I never saw that.
yeah.
He said he's got his hairline and everything. Now, I think my son-in-law had, you know, one of his
Yeah,
lips.
that's what did that.
But it's-
In the summer.
He's just miserable.
And then, like Becky didn't want to come here.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I'm just a single shot. I,
Now, did you get one or two? Because I got one, thought it was all good, and then they said they added.
well, I got that new one. I mean, I got the old, I had the old one. And then Dr. Garner said, you need the new one that's out.
So maybe that's what I did too.
Yeah.
I got one a few years later, I had.
Yeah.
I
He
guess,
said because they updated that, you know, and he said, you really, what, you know, what's going on with your body, you need to just have.
yeah, that's where I'm at too. And I got an RSV shot last year. So I asked them, is that a one and done deal? And they said, for now it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it might be, you know, there might be all new strains or whatever. That changed that.
Well, and yes, it just keeps improving. And-
Yeah, yeah. Well, with all
Well,
of
look at all the things.
the, I know, yeah, all the cures they come up with. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking. We have a neighbor, lady that lives behind in Peters. She's not, I would say probably her fifties. Anyway,
Isn't that kind of young to be living in that development?
well, she don't live there.
Oh, okay.
Her mother-in-law lives there. behind
Oh,
her.
okay.
And anyway, she went to Allen, September 3rd, at a colonoscopy, that unsure and test. But evidently they got her referred, and then she started having trouble. And after a week or so, they wanted her husband wanted her to go up in the city. And anyway, and they tried, they don't file the city, and they all said they were full, it was okay.
What's wrong with her now? What were her symptoms after that?
She's getting blood clots all over, and they've done 6 surgeries. And we were, Debbie and I were talking to her the other night, she was, her mother-in-law was walking a little dog. And she said, now the last surgery, they had to remove the wound open, they had to clean it, everything. And anyway, she is in Iowa City, and they found out it was her blood now. And I don't know what's wrong with it, but she was supposed to go home the day Debbie and I see her mother, and she said they got a call. And they were having a couple problems with the wedding, so she was in no comments. I don't know if she's
She's in about 50, huh?
in her fifties, I would say. When I got, so I started looking because the deal that I went to last Sunday, one of the gals, well, two of them were on the end, and the one worked at ER and another blue. And evidently they did together with the other nurses. And so she was talking about it. I wasn't close enough to hear that. Debbie was. And anyway, they were saying how bad it was, you know, and they said who the person was that did the colonoscopy. Mary thought it started with Debbie thought it started with an old. So I'm getting all these papers from United Healthcare. So I thought, I'm gonna look and see if I can figure out who did Dick's colonoscopy. Because Tracy Elliott, who was a doctor at Cedar Valley, she's excellent. Anyway, she told Dick she had to stop on and told Dick that he was gonna have one of the best people to do the colonoscopy, that he shouldn't work. So that kind of encouraged Dick to go ahead. And so I'm kind of wondering, so I looked through the papers and I was telling Mary that, so I got them out. I cannot find out who did the colonoscopy or what they charged. It has a doctor that went in to repair it. And it should have been before that. There is a name. I don't know.
So did he get his colon puncture when he had his?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
That's what's really
And
happened.
that's it, and wrong.
He couldn't, and then he couldn't eat. And then he
So I was just saying, I don't know what the percentage is that happens. I don't know, here you go, two people.
Yeah, but his intestines wouldn't work either. And that's when it came in, they wanted to try something more, and what he did, but he was so mad. And it didn't work.
Well, that is not your fault.
No,
I do all this.
I know, if they wanted to try one more thing, and I wasn't thinking it won't be understood red. And he said, no. I mean,
Yeah, he's tired of the fight closing.
well, you couldn't eat.
Yeah.
They had him on this yellow crap.
Well,
And he would have had,
what they needed for stomach or his nose or what?
no, they had a special
Oh, okay.
right into his
Okay.
artery that they were going to do. But, and he said, no, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if they weren't gonna work,
Yeah.
would you want it, and I don't with that, but yeah. So I really would like to know, and I'd like to know if it's the same one that
And
did,
me too, for future reference,
you know,
but it was a valid,
and they both were.
because I got, supposedly a referral, or they found us a spot where we needed someone who could make ISCTC. And they called me on the phone while I was sitting in the waiting room at Mayo Clinic. And they said, I don't remember your names. You know, they said, well, we can get you in, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, are you on chart unity so that I can, see an appointment? And they said, no, sorry, we're not on unity, we're on something else. I don't know what they use later. But they said, we've got an appointment for you on October 10th. We can
Yeah,
send
they
you
really
that.
don't use you anymore.
Yeah. Well, last time I looked at it, I wasn't happy.
So this guy, we went to the ER. And that was when he was beginning to first have this problem. And they said it was his heart. Well, it wasn't his heart. It was what was going on. Yeah, that was they weren't happy.
And they said they'd sent a text message when the appointment was, and we talked about Friday the 10th. Haven't heard word from them since. So, I do know the one that I did have down was with a guy named Mark Holder. And the only reason I remember that is because that was one of the generals on Women's Heroes. But that's been like 8 years ago, he's dead, or retired, so I don't have to worry about that. But, yeah, I said to Jim, I said, if I get treated like this one treated me, I'll just turn around, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've had a couple of situations where they don't seem to care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an inconvenience for them unless it's something exciting, you know? I had, yeah, well, I got, when I had my first baby, I was in a hospital room with a woman who had special complications. So the doctor was a specialist. Treated me like I was a long cold. He went in there, oh, you look pretty good. You want to do everything. And then Jim said to me, he said, you must look up with a lot of losers. I think it's going to stand up for myself. Is what it is. You look really
Why is it very dark?
Oh, yeah.
She's in labor, but she's not in this. Became the nurse officer. I made a mistake on the uniform. So she knew I was an officer. So I'm gonna keep you out here. I don't understand why. Them is the rules. She said that. Them's the rules. I said, well, she escorted me in the elevator. Leaned out for it, and we were on the stairwell. Came up on the same floor, so I was back in. Kicked me out 3 times.
Oh, we are nursing.
So I'm gonna keep it up. Go ahead.
And Cindy's playing the piano. Sue's got her blue shine from the weather. She called, texted me.
When did she get it?
I think like Wednesday or something like that. And she apologized because it was late when she texted me.
So she contacted you to do the cookies and stuff?
Yeah.
She contacted Cindy as well?
Yeah, and unlocked the doors.
Yeah.
Somebody had unlocked all the valve, and after I got chewed out of the valve, and I thought, I'm gonna make it that door. I mean, chair, I unlocked. Well, I never even thought about it, you know, you unlock the one door, and
Yeah.
I never even thought of
Well,
it.
it's not like they locked up.
Well, yeah, but she got all over my face, so I won't ever forget that. I'll always be, yeah.
Yeah, Karen said she unlocked the doors, I said, you did them? Because, can't you picture Karen going, yes?
Oh, I got a chair, and I got it done. Because I can't reach.
I don't know what Sue does.
I don't know how Sue does it either, because she's no really taller than I am. But,
I have to ask her. Just have to-
yes, so then I'll know that I won't have to get the chair.
Well.
Well, I know she couldn't get the chair, she couldn't get it undone.
Oh,
So there's gotta be some way that she can get that
yeah.
up top, and I can't. I got a pencil one day and I could get it. But then I tried later to pull it down, and I couldn't get it. So I always have to have things. I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah.
Now that you say that, yeah. She's not
Like,
really-
was it? Yeah, she can't. She doesn't care.
Oh,
She
she
couldn't
wouldn't.
make her.
I know, but wasn't the getting Well, you gotta pull it down. You gotta get it staying put.
And then, well, she probably has somebody at church.
We do. Oh, that always did. So now I have another guys, because I can't do it. So either a day,
Does it have to be done?
Well, otherwise, yeah.
there's a lot we always No, she's sick. And she apologized for all of us for it last minute. No.
Actually, let's talk about the other people.
dad had leukemia, but his was acute, something leukemia. Mine's not. Oh, Connie, you don't want to. I have a paper.
Now, you did that last week, Karen.
I know, yes, so I'm gonna have to put it in there, because I never can remember. I know that, I know it's chronic leukemia. See, Dad had acute MYCLONMOCY leukemia.
Good word for a good little
Oh,
function.
okay.
Yeah, I want to know it.
All right, mine is chronic LYMPHOCYGIZ leukemia.
Lymphatic or something.
Yeah. It's my number. Where is that? And my phone,
But you're not on any medication.
not yet.
You're good. You're not on chair.
Yeah. And I suppose it'll be something like the what if I have to, it'll be something like that started off, she explained.
Oh, really?
But she told me what I'm doing.
So do you just like have blood tests every 6 months or something like that?
Yeah, I have to go in it. Yeah, now it's 6 months, it was 3, but now it's 6.
Okay.
But I have, they are in TV. I'm gonna talk with Lindsay when with me.
Yeah, a little bit. I went to school 1 year. What kind of brought that a little?
Oh, okay.
No, not really.
Lindsay said I got her show, that's it. So I'm gonna talk to Lindsay and see if maybe I should trade, because they just sent me.
It's so different. I don't see how I was
Good adjustment.
Yeah, it's still going. I think it's the worst worried about should have. Hey, more. And he was so nice, yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Looks like we will be making the deal by all the workers.
Yes, I know, I can put on. Yeah, I
I didn't know how to do it.
I didn't forget. I got to out my chair.
Well, I didn't know how to keep them, did everything, but I didn't know how to unlock that. And he said, don't worry about it. Doesn't work for me.
I got that. Yeah, we wondered where this person.
You still had to do a couple things. Or she was, it all depends.
Yeah.
Or she called over, started off here and then Jen's gonna she said, she talked to you the day before. So stable things. I didn't know where yours was last time. Maybe she's listening. Yeah. She's really sick. Well, I do. Or I am. You know what?
Was still.
She's going back and I is it out of here? I said, you're saying, okay. She's going to hold out. She says this. You say, I'm not. She asked what? What then? And then what? She said, I'm not saying that. You have to be my man. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you were. The heart doctor released me. In the hospital, and the group that.
Okay.
And that doctor was literally in here and said, and we're going to use it. He doesn't make it really this because kidney level. And. We'll be back there. A whole lot better social worker or something.
Yeah.
They said generally insurance not paying for all this. And, so they came in and they were adopted and they're on a basis. This is the weekend after. He's like, oh, no. And we told him why. And he said, well, then I want you to do this better.
Yeah, but
They didn't tell me. And I said, I can make it. And, so, we did that. And we literally, we accidentally did 15 minutes. We were out of there. They wanted me to stay another night, just to run another day. And I said, part of the thing I don't do, I was up before that hour, before they can't sleep. And they gave me something, one on my back, said, "True, it's not." You have to be. You are. Yeah, they get all this, and I said,
Well, you should be here. She is. So she
she told me, grab him and you run. She grabbed right, and as far as the area, back there, the ambulance, she can take care of itself. She said they're very helpful, but we'll wait till the morning and see. She's had.
Everybody's always grateful. But anyway, I worked at my very nice school this week. Oh my
And that I said to him, stop sharing you have done. You were somebody else, never got out of your I don't They couldn't get it because
Right.
But Lindsay said he's really pushing my button. They said, Lindsay, you've been hanging there. Well, the other night when I was walking, there was yeah. And now there's anyhow, this little one, that's right in the road. Yeah. Maybe sometimes stop and sometimes don't.
Someone said, "Are you ever into?" I said, "Not you, but ever into," because all my church people are at this moment. I don't worry.
And I will go outside and snake. I will not. I don't want to do that. That's right.
I have full confidence in you. There's under control. And then they were in the car.
Oh my goodness. They're beautiful. Oh, yeah. So the mail, so the email was free. So like, do you have these paper, you fix all this paper?
I can probably find a plastic bag or something.
That would work perfect.
Margaret? Where are your sandbags you want to get rid of? Put them underneath here. Where are the sandbags you want to get rid of?
How are you doing? Mike Tyrell.
That's four.
Nice to meet you. Absolutely. Please do. I'll Right, right. Yeah, so Oh, seriously? I would actually.
You mind if I give you to her? They're all yours.
Go for it. Think about it. No, you're at They won't hurt, I promise. That's my mom.
This is a service where you can sit where you want. And I will give you this to wear only because our microphones won't pick up what you're saying if we don't have the mic on yet. So when I'm done with, yeah. We're waiting for the bell. We never know if it's going to chime on time. Go ahead, Karen. Dave will run up with a flame if it goes out. Good morning. Good to welcome you to this service of worship. If you have not figured it out, it is not a traditional service of worship this morning. St. Francis's birthday is someplace around the 4th of October, and so many churches, Protestant, Catholic, Episcopals, and several others I'll celebrate the Sunday nearest his birthday as the animals blessing service. So this morning we have some critters that are going to help remind us about God's creation and all those things. You've promised not to tell the story in Genesis about the Garden of Eden, right? We're not going to do the Garden of Eden story. But anyway, we do thank Dr. and is it Bechtel? Just plain Beck. As we're glad that you could join us from Wartburg this morning. As far as other announcements, following the service about 1-ish, if you show up a little before, I'll be here. I will be outside, and you are welcome to bring your four-legged children with you, and we will have a blessing of the animals. So the tortoise is running loose, and that's okay. He's aiming for this side, so the boys are taking their eyes off him for a moment. There he goes. Are there other announcements that need to be shared? Next Sunday, we will have administrative council for those who are part of that, and it should be a brief meeting as we approve all of our charge conference stuff that heads to Waterloo for our charge conference meeting on the 26th. And yes, I'll figure out how to be both at the Family Fun Day and in charge conference. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will manage to be at both. Will you hear now this greeting? The animals of God's creation inhabit the skies, the earth, and the sea. They share in the fortunes of human existence and have part in human life. God, who confers gifts on all living things, has often used service of animals or made them reminders of the gifts of salvation. Animals were saved from the flood and afterwards made part of the covenant with Noah. The Paschal Lamb recalls the Passover sacrifice and the deliverance from slavery in Egypt. A giant fish saved Jonah. Ravens brought bread to Elijah. Animals were included in the repentance of Nineveh, and animals share in Christ's redemption of all God's creation. We therefore ask God's blessing on all the animals. Will you turn and let us join in singing All Creatures of Our God and King, number 62 in the hymnal, or printed on the screen. All creatures of our God, lift up your voices and say, oh, praise Him, hallelujah. The sun with Roman oh, sister, who my silver oh, praise Him, oh, praise Him, hallelujah, oh, sister, water flowing make music for the Lord today. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The Father has already brought the dancing song. Oh, praise Him, oh, praise Him, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, ye who are of tender heart, forgiving others with your heart. Oh, praise Him, hallelujah. Ravens are my praise, praise God. All things are free and darkness, and worship in progress. Oh, praise Him, hallelujah. Praise, praise the Son, praise the Son. And praise the Spirit, three in one. Oh, praise Him, oh, praise Him, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. You may be seated. I don't know where the tortoise has disappeared to. He's back there somewhere. Nancy's got her eyes on him. Let us enter into a time of joys and concerns as we remember before God those things that bring us both joy and concern, other than the tortoise who's crawling around at the back. So Sue is under the weather, so we are giving thanks. Cindy is able to be here to play for us this morning. You're fine, Cindy. Thank you for helping us out. If you cough, it's okay. It's not a traditional service. If you run out the back screaming, you will be on video, however. So, we also want to hold in prayer the Michigan church that while they were gathering for worship last Sunday at the Church of Latter-day Saints was attacked violently with a truck that slammed into their entry and gunshots that were fired, injuring and killing some, and then the building was torched. So we do hold that congregation in prayer as they are gathering today in remembrance of the God who loves them even in the midst of tragedy. So, are there other joys or concerns? I forgot my other sheet.
I have a concern. Many of you may know Dick and Joanne Carey. They lost their daughter, Deanne Davis, the other day. So a lot of prayers for the Carey family.
We do hold the Carey family in prayer as they lost their daughter the other day. Are there others? Just don't let him go down the stairs. Any other joys or concerns? It is a joy to have you here. Oh, back up here, Karen.
I'm very lucky to have my sister-in-law and her husband here with me today.
Yep, the tumbling
This
down the
is
stairs.
Howard's sister Sarah, who grew up here in Janesville, and her husband Dan. They live in Texas.
We welcome you all and are glad that you are here with us this morning. So, are there others?
Yeah, I'd ask your prayers for my sister, Pat. She's in a center and is in need of a lot of care and love. And anyway, ask your prayer. In Ohio. She's in Ohio.
All right.
So thank you.
We'll keep your sister Pat in prayer as she's in a care center in Ohio facing several health issues. Are there other joys or concerns? Next Sunday, we will get to celebrate a joy as we present our Bible to our third grader. I forget what grade we do it. Second grader. And then the Vacation Bible School kids will also be singing with us next Sunday. So that is all of the joys or concerns I'm aware of. Are there any others? If not, will you join with me in our responsive prayer? God created us and placed us on the earth to be stewards of all living things. Therefore, let us proclaim the glory of our Creator, saying, Blessed are you, O Lord of the universe. You create the animals and give us the ability to train them to help us in our work. Blessed are you, O Lord of the universe. You give us food from animals and replenish our energies. Blessed are you, O Lord of the universe. For the sake of our comfort, you give us domestic animals as our companions. Blessed are you, O Lord of the universe. You care for us, even as you care for the birds of the air. Blessed are you, O Lord of the universe. You offered your Son to us as the Passover lamb, and in him willed that we should be called your children. You may remain seated as we sing hymn 122, God of the Sparrow, God of the Whale, which is in the hymnal or printed on the screen. Must know where the treats are. He's back there again, isn't he? Hear now these words from our book of the scriptures, Psalm number 8. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouths of babes and infants you have founded the bulwark because of your foes to silence the enemy. When I look at the heavens, the works of your fingers, the moons and the stars that you have established. What are humans that you are mindful of them, mortals, that you care for them? Yet you have made us little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honor. You have given them dominion over the works of your hands. You have put all things under their feet, all sheep and oxen and all of the beasts of the field, the birds in the air and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the sea. O sovereign Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. The word of God for the people of God. Thanks be to God. Claire, do you want to come up here with the rest of the kids so you can see good up here, or do you want to stay back there? It's totally up to you. I mean, I know you're the only girl up here with all these boys, but You can sit by me if you want. Beck, I invite you to come up and share with us. Oh, here, we're going to go sit right out there. You don't have to sit clear up here. You can if you want. Regarding the stairs.
Went right back up.
No, he apparently doesn't have any stairs.
He likes, he can fall pretty well. Yeah, I could have better fingernails than that.
I don't even bother trying to get that.
Just put it right there, you go. That helps, all right. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I'll give you a little background of who I am. I'm from Northeast Iowa, walk on, actually Rossville, actually a farm outside Rossville. So it was, the addictions to animals started way back on the farm. We had the cows, we had sheep, we had pigs, we had beef cattle. It was when I was close to your guys' age, I started raising like the weird animals. At that point, the weird animals were guinea pigs or some of the fluffier Angora rabbits and stuff like that. As I moved on into college, I went to college right here at Wartburg College. My addictions got bigger and crazier. And I bought my first snake when I went down to college. I know some of you are not snake fans. Is there anybody who just despises snakes? It's okay to say, okay. Okay, all right. So my mother's the exact same way. So when I graduated, I had quite a few snakes at that time. And she has never stayed in my house since then. She will come visit, but she will not stay. So I do understand the fears. It took me a while to get over the fears. Again, I worked with cattle, worked with pigs. If you've ever worked with those animals, you do get stomped on, pooped on, bit, kicked. It's all the same. So it's just a different type of bite. That's all it is, to give you an idea. I've had this like yearn to, it wasn't to see the world, it was to see all the types of animals. And that has definitely carried me to where I'm at right now. I was a high school teacher for 20 years, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa. I love high school students because they'll tell you just how smart you're not. And I moved on from there into college. And the only reason why I went to college was to make better teachers. And so to give you an idea, Friday I was teaching in a school south of Waterloo. They came in, they wanted to know about aquaponics. And then yesterday I was at the early childhood conference down in Des Moines, and I drove back this morning, went and picked up animals, and then came right back here. So I do a lot of traveling. I get to go a lot of places. In fact, 3 weeks from now, I'll be over in Halle, Germany, and I'll be teaching there. I'm a visiting professor, so I'll be there for 2 weeks, and then I'll go to Prague. I will be 212 days from today. I'll be back in the Amazon. I take students and adults. So, well, how many years ago? 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, I took a retired farm couple, and then I took 2 ladies from down in Waterloo, and they would have all been 70 to 80. I guess they didn't ask their age, but they were older, and they lived right with the college students and I on the banks of the Amazon. I love going down there because they're super cool animals. We get to swim with pink river dolphins. We hold on to sloths. You get to play with the capybaras, but nobody wants to know about the capybaras because you end up eating capybaras. So I eat as indigenous as wherever I live or wherever I'm at. So when we go down there, like the kids, right before they go up go to school in the morning, because the bus picks them up. The bus is a boat with an older guy that whistles and they come out. They have to get breakfast, and so breakfast down there is guinea pigs, and so they catch guinea pigs, and that's what you do. So it's different, but it's a lot the same. It's really sort of cool. I wanted to show you just some animals. I am definitely not here to scare anybody. Okay, so let's make that perfectly clear. I'm not trying to scare anybody. But I'm going to use my 5 young men and my young lady. Is that all right? Okay, so you can take them down. Do not scare anybody. We don't do that. But most of them will be in cages so that you guys can just see what they look like. They're amazing creatures. The one that you see right there, that is it's called a red-footed tortoise, obviously because red feet. That's literally what they are. They hunt those in Brazil and Peru. And yeah, he'll be coming back around. I have a creep. That's what you call a herd in tortoises. So I have a creep of 13 of these. And Mary and I were talking about, do you get them to breed? And like, yes, they do what animals do. And I think I sold 30 babies out of them this year. And then I have the larger sulcatas at the college, and they're about 80 pounds, and they're from Africa. They're great and they're amazing, but they're huge. Like, when they go under something, if you're in it, they will knock you over. If you're on top of it, they will knock it over. They don't care. They are cool creatures. And I got a creep of 6 of those. And then I have Russian. They actually call them Russian, but they're from the Ukraine area, which is sort of cool because Ukraine is literally like Iowa. Number one in agriculture, number one, it's the same area. So not that I would let them go, but if you were to release Russian tortoises here, they would be an invasive species. They would take over. So, which, like we have the squirrels, they do perfectly right here. I did this by accident only because I live right over here in the Huber Edition, and I thought one of them got out of the cage. Thought he just took off. I went and raked in the spring, and there he was. He's like, "Hey, thanks for forgetting me out here," and he's perfectly fine. So like they would do well. We just don't want to release animals into the wild. So that's where my interest came from. I've always had this interest coming in. I'm going to show you some animals, and we're going to talk about some cool things. I'm going to start with the slow stuff first. So you guys, like, I don't want to jump right into a snake because that's what people fear. So this guy here is I always raise the odd and unusual. This is a 3-year-old hen. Okay. So anybody knows anything about chickens? This is tiny. I've got pigeons that are bigger than this. So she is a Malaysian Sarama. She is not domesticated from jungle fowl. All other chickens in the world came from African jungle fowl. Does anybody know how long it takes eggs to hatch for chickens? No? Yeah, what do you got? 6 weeks, a little shorter, but you're getting there. 3, yep, 21 days. So it's 21 days from the time you put them in the incubator or let the hen sit on them till the time they hatch. Saramas are 19. So it's a different chicken, it's a different type of thing, which is sort of cool. I didn't realize, again, coming from Iowa, I didn't realize there's a whole bunch of different types of domestic cattle. And in Halle, Germany, which is the #1 reservoir for domestic history, they have the 7 different lineages of bovines that have been domesticated. So they've got water buffalo and they've had for 400 years. You go into a place and they have the skulls and they're seeing how domestication is changing the form of the body, which is sort of cool stuff. So the reason why I keep her is because keep these guys because they're absolutely amazing. This is not something I tamed down. This is not something, it had special attention. This is the way these chickens are. When I actually go out and work in my garden, I let the chickens out. My wife hates it because she's like, looks so goofy with my chickens walking around. They eat the bugs as I'm gardening, and then they go ahead and I just go back, open them, and they usually jump right back in. They're super tame. But she's a little silky. You want this one? You want to take this one around? Okay. You want to get a volunteer here? Come on in, buddy. What's your name? Jesse. Okay, can you put your hand underneath her? And then can you just walk up and down, see if anybody wants to pet her? Okay. The worst she's going to do is fall. That's pretty much what she's like. They're not big roosters. They are like to roost up on things. They tend to like to be right on the ground. But they're a super sweet chicken. Believe it or not, I've actually got a couple of ag teachers over in Western Iowa now that they're putting these in their room because they're going to keep a little, they'll have a hen place in their ag room because you can have like 10 of those in a cage. Like they're super easy. So there's some cool things going on there. As we move up, again, to stop the fear first. There we go. Okay. Now this is outside my mother's realm of possibilities, but this here is a snake skin. This is actually a corn snake. She's about that big around. The sheds are almost a fifth longer than the snake is itself. So this is an older female. The reason why I know it's female is because females always get bigger. Do you know why females are bigger? What's that? And why would they have to eat more? They have the babies. Moms do all the work. And so literally in any reptile, you're going to see, like even my tortoises, my sulcata females are about 95 pounds. My male, who's older, is only about 60. And it makes a heck of a difference. Snakes are definitely obvious. So when people send me pictures, and it's usually, hey, Beck, I found a rattlesnake, which it never is. Okay, but they'll send me a picture, and I'll be like, okay, that's a black rat snake, and it's a female. I'm like, how do you know it's female? I'm like, it's too big to be a male. Males don't get that big. They just don't. So would you take this around? Do I have a volunteer? Okay. What's your name, son? Ty? Will you take that around? Don't scare anybody with it, though, okay? All right. Let's see what it did with it. There it is. Now, I've got into a lot of these animals because, believe it or not, like we've had our chickens, dogs have been domesticated for right around, 8,000 years. Chickens are close to that. Reptiles, we're still in the hundreds of years. Okay, so there's not very many reptiles been out and domesticated. This one here, this is actually a snake egg. This is one that I had a baby that hatched out of this. That baby is sold. It's out in California right now. But I like to keep the eggs around to show them what an egg looks like. This looks a lot, if anybody's ever hatched chickens or ducks, it looks a lot like it. Different type of shell, but I want you to see what's that. Do I have a volunteer? Come on in. What's your name, son? Oliver? Would you take that around? Thank you, sir. Okay. Now, I want to go ahead and we're going to move on to the live stuff. Now, like I tell everybody, if it's something that you don't want, yes. You can always ask questions. I do really well with questions. No, thank you. No, they lay eggs. They're not like they're not like the white leghorns. They haven't been bred to, so white leghorns, believe it or not, it's a mutation to lay 300 eggs a year. I mean, that's crazy. Like, why would you put so much effort into, so we've bred them as humans to have these amazing things. These guys here, they'll lay about 10 eggs a month, and then they'll stop for a couple weeks, and they lay again. So they lay really well. Now, my wife won't eat them because they came out of our chickens' butts. She doesn't like eat, she likes eggs, but she won't eat the ones that comes out of our chickens' butts. And so I don't know what that is. I eat them, they're really good. It's about 5 to 1. It takes 5 of those to get to 1 great egg. But she's a city kid, so I get where she's going from. All right. We'll start off with, so this guy here is it's a frog. So before we move to the reptiles, I want to show you the frog. I can take him out, but I need to tell you, so I was in Cedar Rapids. I was doing a presentation about a month ago, and I took him out. I let him sit on his shoulder. He sits like a little bird. He's totally fine. He's waiting to come out. This is called a White's tree frog. It's called White's because that was the doctor that found him. They're from Australia, but they're invasive in Florida. So to give you an idea, these guys jump into trees and they eat birds out of them. They're not afraid of anything. And if it can fit in its mouth, it goes to its stomach. And so this guy here is actually he eats medium-sized mice. That's what he gets fed. Bring him? Okay. Let's volunteer. Need somebody different. Who hasn't gone yet? You've gone. Who hasn't gone yet? Come on, buddy. Okay, there we go. Okay, what's your name? Teague. Okay, so you're gonna go around. Just show him. We won't take him out, but he wouldn't hurt you. I promise. Okay. So he's actually, that one is a male. Males only get about that big. Females get about this big. So females are huge. Florida usually gets a lot of our invasive problems. You know the big one in Florida that's causing problems? Pythons. So I'm a fan of pythons. We're going to see some today. Not the big ones, but I'm a fan of pythons. I don't have anything that would hurt my kids or my grandkids. And so I just don't know if raising a Burmese python would be optimum for a family man. So do I know people that raise them? Absolutely. I have a buddy in La Crosse that when we go over to his place and I watch WWE fighting, like he rents the thing, he's got a big snake that will pick up the sofa and move it as we sit on it. So it's a 14-foot snake and it's about that big around. So, but that's not something that I would have my kids around. That's something I would just leave around. So there's some crazy people. Question. What's that? Oh, you ready for the next one? Okay. Where's a small snake? Okay, you ready for a small snake? Let's go to a lizard first. So this guy here, and again, I breed all the animals right now. We're breeding axolotls. Does anybody know what an axolotl is? Okay, tell them what an axolotl is. Explain it. Go ahead, you can be wrong. Nobody can take your birthday. It does. And it lives in the water. What's it look like? Well, it does look like an alien. Anybody see mud dogs around here? Tiger salamanders. So back when I was farming, whenever we were raking hay, it got hot. Okay, and we had the old H farmhouse, and so I would always pull by the pond, and that's usually where you go swimming for a little bit before you went back out. And when you go swimming, you always found mud dogs. So a mud dog is like a salamander with these big gills on the side. So what's really cool is axolotls are like that, and they never turn into salamanders. They always keep these gills. And so at the college, I got a couple dozen of them, and they have babies. And we're feeding them right now. We're actually feeding them fly maggots, which is sort of gross, but that's what they eat. And so we're feeding them fly maggots and growing them out. I've also got baby tarantulas that we're raising up. And and I just hatched a serama for new ones. So these are some of the leopard geckos. So this here would be the whole area by Iraq, Iran, like that whole dry area. That's where they're found. This guy here is separate right now, and you'll see it if you come around, or you want a snake. Who do I got for volunteer? Who hasn't gone yet? You ready to go? Yeah. They go out in the water? Yep, yes they do. So this here, you ready to take him? You want to take him? All right. So this guy's, I'll get you a snake. So this guy here is a leopard gecko. They do those gills. They're super cool. And so this here is a leopard gecko, and they actually make super good pets. Does anybody know what the big push lately for reptiles versus having a dog or cat? Why are all these freaks out here got snakes or lizards? And I'm like, it's a real question. Like, yeah. They do. Okay, I hope they wouldn't get something they didn't like. But yeah, well, what else? What do you think? How often do reptiles eat? Once every 2 weeks. How often do they go to the bathroom? Unless they're a tortoise. How often do they go to the bathroom? Once every 2 weeks. Do you know how many people in the world are allergic to a reptile? None. Doesn't exist. No one in the world is allergic to a reptile. And so, like, they're actually really cool pets. And so I've done a lot of presentations. Do you know how many diseases dogs carry that can kill a human being? 18 of them. I'm still waiting to get my rabies vaccination. But like there are, because I do a lot with bats down in Peru, and it's just $1,000. I don't know if it's worth it. So, but you want to be vaccinated before you touch wild bats. I'm just telling you that right now. So there's 18. How many do cats carry that can kill humans? 21. And reptiles there is a disease that you can get. It's the one fear that everybody has that, if you touch it, you'll get it. Not warts. Now you sound like my mom. She always says that warts thing. I'm like, Mom, you know it's not warts. See, I heard it. Salmonella. Every animal carries salmonella, and so as long as you wash your hands, you don't have to worry about it. In fact, if you ate eggs this morning before you came to church, you have a 10,000 times more chance of getting salmonella than touching every one of these lizards. So like I've done a lot of studies. It's interesting. All right, you ready? You want a snake? Come on up. Okay. Now look out in that crowd. You can't scare anybody. You promise me that? Okay. So this here, I'm gonna take them out just so you can see them. I'm not gonna freeze, fine. So this, I actually bought this, I was coming out of Salida, Colorado, and I do a lot of Craigslisting. And this young lady, 16 years old, was breeding snakes. This is a Kenya sand boa. Now, why is this sort of cool? This is not your normal snake that can go into a tree. In Kenya, they hide right under the ground. And so if you walk around, you walk on these all the time. You'll never even know them. They don't strike at people. One of the coolest thing is they eat. I don't know if anybody's a Star Wars fan, but they eat from underneath. They strike and they grab you from up on top and pull you under, which is cool unless you're the mouse. Okay, so this is, and so this guy here is a really special color. I actually bought 10 of these, but they're beautiful. You take them around. Notice on this snake, it's got a shovel nose, and that's how they move through the sand. And so they love to dig in, which every time somebody holds them, the first thing they say is like, oh, he's biting me. He's not biting you. He's pushing his nose, trying to find a place to hide. And so it feels like he's biting you, but that's what he's pushing through. So she's coming around with a Kenya sand boa. That would not be native here in the United States. That one could not live here. If it got loose, it would die. Now, this one here is called, it's a Baja or a Mexican boa. Yes, ask questions, please. I know people steal things. No. First off, I know. So telling you straight up, everybody asks me that. So like when I go down to Peru, like you'll be walking along and all of a sudden there's a bromeliad, this beautiful purple bromeliad, and there's this green frog this big with pink dots that jumps out and lands there. And every time I reach out, I don't know what's wrong. It's a kid in me, right? And I go up and the guy will slap my hands. And I go up to reach good, and he's like, gringo die. Okay, so everything there is poisonous. And so I get really excited about them. So I came back to see if they were here, because what happens is you can legally take animals out if you have the paperwork. And then once you have the paperwork, then you can sell them. And then internationally, they have to go through another process. And so like some of these come through, like the one that she has, Kenya sand boas, they've only been in the United States for probably about 50 years. But now we're working on some really cool colors. Mexican rosy boa, these are native. So this is from northern Mexico. If these kids were there and they were hanging out in northern Mexico, they could find these in their backyard. It'd be just like us raising a garter snake here. And so I do a lot of trading. Thank you, you did phenomenal. And so I do a lot of trading for snakes. Believe it or not, the largest reptile sale is in Tinley Park, Illinois. It's the largest one in the world. I've been there, I think I've been there 3 or 4 times. It's amazing what they'll have. So there was a gentleman that was breeding ball pythons. I'm going to show you those in a second. And he bred the Darth Vader ball python. You got to look it up. It's beautiful. And I was from him to me away, and he sold it, $75,000. And there's no credit card, there's no check. That's cash. So as I'm standing there in the midst of hundreds of people, thank you. In the midst of hundreds of people, he counted out $75,000. And I'm like, who would do that? 3 years later, he sold 30 babies for $30,000 a piece. So like it's a process. So like some people get into some really exciting colors and stuff like that. And I'm gonna show you, it's gonna make a little more sense, because if you've never seen it, like this is a Trib tribigata, that's the Latin name for them. This is what they normally look like in the wild. And you can breed these for albinoism, which is sort of cool. So albinos in mammals, we term white. And so has anybody ever met an albino person? Okay, I got to meet one in Marshalltown. I was doing a presentation like this at the Marshalltown Library, and this lady comes up after, and she took off her glasses, and she had bright red eyes. And I'm like, can I take a picture with you? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, I'm going to use it in my PowerPoints. And she goes, that's okay. And so it literally, they don't have any melanin. And so snakes, though, they don't just have melanin, they also have rhodopsin, so they have a red color. So if you take all the blacks away, they're still red and white. And so to be fully white, it has to be antheristic, which means there's no black and then there's no reds. And so like they breed for different colors to go along like that. So this here is the Mexican rosy boa. These are found in the United States. Northern California would be the best place to find them, but they go all the way down into Mexico. You're my turn? Or who hasn't done it yet? You haven't done it. Carson hasn't done it yet? Come on in, buddy. Okay. And she's super sweet. She wouldn't hurt a soul. Okay? Question, was there a question? Yes.
The last thing, you said it likes to live underground.
Yes, Kenyans.
So what kind of habitat do you have?
So
that
the-
it does its natural feeding?
Right, and so part of that, here's where it gets really interesting. So I raise Australian womas. It's like woman without the N. And I started breeding them 20 years ago. And they were all wild collected. And so a wild collected animal has diseases, you have to worry about other things. And they don't want to be in a cage. Like I wouldn't want to be in a cage. And so it's different than a captive bred. And they would do much better. So what happened was people were getting womas because they're everywhere. They'd be like us picking up garter snakes. And then they were selling them because you could. And then people would get them and nobody was trying to breed them. Well, that's not what I like to do. I like to see if I can replicate where they go. And so as of 20 years ago, there was only 3 breeders in the United States of womas, and I was one of them. And now there's about 25 breeders. But we found out like on the eggs, when they lay their eggs, they can't sit in the sand. They have to sit on top of, I put a plastic mesh and on top, and I mist them every 72 hours. And you do that for 6 months until they hatch. And so it's because that's the habitat where the eggs hatch. Now, and then once I'm able to breed them, then I'm like, I'll try something else. So that's where I got into poison dart frogs. I love poison dart frogs because they're so beautiful. But, okay, so now you're like my dean over at the college. Okay, poison dart frogs are like flamingos. Why are flamingos pink? What they eat? The shrimp. So if they don't eat shrimp, they're pure white. All flamingos are pure white. So poison dart frogs are only poisonous they eat ants. So all of mine eat fruit flies. Now they think they're poisonous. Like when you put your hand on it, they'll jump at you like, what you gonna do? Like there's, and they're like, oh, like I will kill you. And they can't because there's no poison in them. And so I breed poison dart frogs. I got 11 species, they're this big. And what I love about them, so I have them all around my office. You can imagine I'm a little eclectic. And so all around my office, I have these cages. And when I feed them and I'm sit down, the males, oh, you're fine, hon? And so all the males will start singing and they sound like little birds and they all have a different call. And so I've even had the neighboring professor, don't scare anybody with it. I've even had the neighboring professors like, how can you stand that music? I'm like, oh, that's just like the pond in spring. Like you can hear things going, thank you, sir. So they literally, and a lot of those can't be bred. And so I get really excited. So I breed, like one of them I breed, the tadpoles, not the frog, the tadpoles are $750 a piece. The tadpole, because they only produce two tadpoles every other year. And then to go from tadpole to frog, that takes 5 years. So like it's a long process. So here's what's cool. Like I just find out so much about these animals. The more I get into it, the more I find out like, wow, I know nothing. And so this is where it gets interesting. So the last one I'm going to show you are the ones that are probably a little more scarier, but I'm not going to scare anybody. I just want to let you know. I want to show you what they normally look like first. This is the way you carry them, is actually in a pillowcase. So my mom knows whenever she sees a pillowcase, she doesn't go near it. She really does. She's like, I don't know what's in it, but I know it's something. Do you know why you carry them in pillowcases? So they can breathe. And? Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, and so they can't see you. They don't get scared. So when they see all of us walking around, they get scared. Okay? So I'm going to show you what a normal ball python looks like. So this is a normal girl, okay? No, because you can hold him. I'll have you come up and hold him, but we're not going out there. Trust me, they won't like it, okay? I know enough about Janesville that I'm positive that's not. You want to come up? Okay? You want to look out at the group? Okay? Put them around your shoulders, okay? Okay, there we go. Put your hands up, be a tree. Be a tree. Okay, there you go. He's going to flop down, but he's going to come back up. So this is a ball python. This is one of my little girls. Okay, I'm going to show you her mother and her father. Not going to hurt you, but it's going to feel weird when the tongue flicks you. It's not going to hurt you, I promise. It does feel weird when it tickles. You want to do one? You want to be a tree? Okay, I'm gonna get her first. Stand over here. Okay, just stand there. Let me know if anything bothers you, but it's okay. Okay, don't freak out on me. You promise? Thumbs up. Okay. All right. Here I'm gonna show you. This one's mom. There you go. There you go. There you go. He was just coming up. He was afraid. See? Go like this. Put your arm out. Keep your arm there. Good job. Notice he's going like this. I pick up wild animals all the time. The only time you'll ever get bit, oh, he's just falling. The only time you ever get bit is when you grab them like this, because they don't know this is in your mouth. And so they think you're biting them. There you go. Just like that. Be a tree. Go under his head. Okay. Go straight up. There you go. Don't grab him. Perfect. No thumb. Perfect. Ready? Okay, this is mom. Put your arm out. Be a zombie. Be a zombie. No. She's... Okay. Do I got a boy? Come here. Come here. You're ready. I seen you. Put your arm out just like this. All right. Straight out. Straight out. Oh, she's got eggs. That's why. Here, I'll show you. She's got 6 eggs inside of her. No. She's not going to bite you. There's 1, 2, 3. She's got 6. I'm sure of it. Put your arm straight out. She's heavy. Straight out. Thumbs up. Give me a thumb. Good job. You're doing phenomenal. He's doing phenomenal. They're scary. The first time you're around them, like you get worked up. They'll never. So let me show you Dad. So that's Dad. So Dad is piebald. So he's like Holstein cattle. You guys know Holstein cattle? So Holstein cattle, the only way you get the spots is piebald. It's a gene. This also exists in every other species. So this is a spotted snake, just like a Holstein cow. Holsteins originally came from what country? Yeah, Netherlands, Germany. Yep, so up in there. And what color are they over there? What? They're brown or red and white. And we don't like that. So in the United States, we made them all black and white. So if you breed Holsteins, 1 out of every 500 calves is born red and white yet. So these guys here, she likes to go around my neck. It's warmer there. You're phenomenal, buddy. I never make anybody do anything. And I will tell you, I have just as many fears at the college level. They usually come into my room because I have animals all the way around my room. You'll know who's scared because they come in and they sit right there. They're farthest away from everything. Now, I will tell you that it's usually my girls. Yep, oh yeah, he just doesn't want to fall. You want to, here, I'll get him. Okay. All right, we'll get him. This is a baby. She's only 2 years old. Come here. Look at, so notice I'm not holding the snakes. There is no, like they're holding me. That's what they're, all right, you ready? You want around the neck? You can't be scared. I'm not giving you the little yellow one. Look out, Mom, Dad's. Here we go. I'm coming around. Okay, there you go. Put your arm up. Give me an arm. She's going to wrap her arm around you. There you go. That's just so she doesn't fall. You did very good. Well, it does wrap pretty tight. Yes, question. No. So here's why I like, so why do I teach it this way? Is because I teach genetics. And I teach that, so there's some really cool stuff. I got a lot of addictions. And so like one of the things that I do is I've been breeding the same set of mice, the same genetic lineage for 35 years. So I got to do 2 more, I got to wait 2 more years. And then once I can prove it out, I will have a registered mouse, which will be called the Bechtel dip. It's literally a white mouse, or it looks like a colored mouse that you dip down to its back legs, and the back legs are a different color. And so I've been breeding for 30-some years. I contact them. They're out of New York, and I have to prove it in 2 years, and then we'll do a genetics test, and then you could go to a pet store and buy a Bechtel dip, and it'll be one of my mice. And so now you sound like Mom again. Now, so, like, why would you? Because So I raise mice and rats. I actually, believe it or not, really do love mice and rats. But I need mice and rats because I feed them snakes. And so I have a lot of places to go for my stuff that's not the ones I want. And so I've been breeding rats now for 30 some years. And my rats, believe it or not, I've been breeding so that all of my rats have one red eye, one black eye. All of my rats have Dumbo ears, so they're larger ears down the bottom. I haven't been by a rat in 32 years. Do you know why? Guess what happens if you bite me? You get recycled. I like to use the term recycled. So you get recycled. So anybody who's bitey or nippy, they don't bite. So all my rats are like that. All my rats are extremely tame. What's that? No, but it goes pretty quick. Here's where it gets interesting. You're like, why would somebody raise rats? Since I've been at Wartburg, I've sold 3 batches out, and they're called heifers. And so you sell these heifers out, and I sell 30 of them at a time. And female rats from me go out, and they I ship to Chicago and 2 out to California, and they buy 50 at a time, and they're $75 a piece. Because my rats all produce 20 babies or more at a time. Yeah, right, right. And so, but if I'm breeding them for snakes, you need to have more rats. Yes, please ask. Yes, I can grab him, so I don't have to have you stand up. I get you. They just get so. Tortoises have a one-track mind. They are very fast. There you go. Like I'll set him here, he'll come all the way back there. He knows where it's at now. So questions. I can go through a lot of stuff and I can bore you with a lot of the genetics. To give you an idea, once the genetics get out there, they tend to literally go for less. So like this snake here, you girls are, my pair is all sweat up. Okay, come here. That's the one thing about snakes, you're not gonna get them apart. All right, so this snake here, I never even ever thought I could buy one of these. These 10 years ago were about 10,000 a piece. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I don't have that kind of play money. But I bred other snakes, and then I finally got to this male. He's 40 years old, so in snake terms, he's geriatric. Like, he is old. I don't worry about him biting because he's probably been held by a couple thousand people. He is still a productive dad, and so I mated him with this one. So these guys were really, really expensive, and I always wanted an albino because here's the albino. It doesn't have there's no black. And so these two mated, they produced the one right here. This one's carrying both these genes. But I don't want this and I don't want this. What I want is one of her babies to be this pattern, and where it's black, to be bright yellow. So that's my goal. But we'll see. Okay, those are good questions. So I go through about 120 rats a week and close to 500 mice. I have a lot of snakes. So you realize that I don't even have, all my snakes are even here. I've got snakes in Illinois. I've got snakes in Wisconsin. I'm with other breeders. And so like, if somebody needed this guy, I would ship him out and then we'd split babies. And so like, that's where you go genetic wise. So yeah, my wife's like, how many do you have? I'm like, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how many I have. Yes. You really ready for this? Cardboard box, you'd never know. I will tell you right now, if you've ever gone to FedEx, yep. You would absolutely not know. I have brought in and left because they pick up at in Waverly, not Farm Fleet. What's the Miller Hardware? So that's where I ship out of. And so I don't know how many times I've set boxes down there. People say, I'm like, if they had any idea how many. And so like, yeah, that's how you ship them. And so when they come in, they're in a cardboard box. You open them up. We ship them. They'll be styrofoam on the outside. They're in a bag, and then there's usually holes at the cracks. I don't put holes obvious because I don't want to be freaking out. Because a lot of carriers, if they knew there was a big snake in there, would probably freak out. So you don't tell anybody as they go through. FedEx allows it. It's not illegal, but it has to be at some point that they know. That was a good question. Shipping. Yes, question. No, I have nothing here that would kill you. What she will do if she's starting to fall, remember you were holding it, how tight they get? If they're starting to fall, they'll wrap. And so that's where you hear those really not smart stories where somebody will be holding a snake and they'll go into a bar or they'll go to a dance and everybody gets loud. The snake doesn't want to kill you. Like these guys couldn't do anything with me. And so literally what they're doing is somebody's coming up, poking him in the eye, or it's really loud. And they're like, don't feed me to these people. And then they'll go ahead and they wrap tighter. It's not because they're trying to hurt you. They're just you don't hurt them. That's it. No, I have nothing. Okay, question if you didn't hear it. Are they poisonous? I have nothing poisonous. Everything I have, my daughters and my grandkids can hold on to. I never worry about it. Oh, you're right on the microphone, aren't you? Yeah, come here. Come on, step.
I'm aware that it is 11:30. If anybody needs to leave, you may leave, or you're welcome to stay. I'm not going to shut him off.
There you go. Other questions, though. You guys can ask anything. I just don't bore you with a lot of stuff. Like the WOMAs was a really cool experience and I've raised poison dart frogs now that nobody breeds. And so it's sort of cool because once you get to be that person, then they come and ask you questions. I'm like, okay. What's that? Kind of. Okay, so here's what I think freaks out most people. There's no legs, right? And so people are really like that messes with them. So when they move, he can feel it moving under his armpit, over here, underneath. Like when they're on you, you know they're all over you. Like it's a different feeling. And so I think when I have my students do the same thing when they hold the first time, he's not gonna hurt you. I promise. I'll put my hand right here. There you go. And so I get it. I get the fear. Okay, so that's a animal fear to make sure we stay alive, right? Like you shouldn't go around and touch a caiman in the eyeball, like you're going to get bit. You shouldn't go over to the snake and try to pick it up. You're going to get bit. Yes.
Children and grandchildren can't have animals.
They absolutely do. Do they think I'm weird? 100%. So it was. We always had people that would come over, and so I was a school teacher for 20 years. Okay. No, he ain't getting away. He's hooked on your armpit. He can't fall. And so I always had kids in my place. I've had a pigeon aviary. We had tortoises. We always had animals around. And so the neighbor kids were always there. And so it's one of those things like, yeah, that's my dad. So they put up with it pretty good. I thought any one of them would get into animals and not one does. So, but they've had to do the maintenance. So you still got to clean them. I mean, even though they're only going to the bathroom twice a month, they go huge when they go to the bathroom. So you asked about how many they eat. The piebald, the one hanging right here with the white and gray, he's getting into breeding function because he will start breeding in December. He right now eats. Yeah, come on. Going around your head. There you go. And so he eats 3 rats at a time, full size. So he can't bend for a couple hours. Like when he eats them, he just lays straight. It's like us at Thanksgiving. Like they don't do a lot. He's like, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. But what gets interesting is you don't want your males heavy because then you don't get the mating you want. So she, I know, is pregnant because she's carrying a ton of weight. And females, which is really cool and scary, is that in snakes, once the female is with eggs, she won't eat till the eggs are laid. So that could be 6 months. And so if she doesn't carry enough weight, she'll actually starve herself to lay those eggs to make sure the next generation goes. Yep, I absolutely can. Come on over. Who didn't get a chance? Did you get a chance? Come on up here. I don't care. Yeah. Which one's the big one? So, and there's some really cool things. So snakes, When they mate, put your arm up, just like straight up. Just go just like this. It's a tree. You're a tree. Okay? So snakes, it doesn't make a difference how big they are. If they're male, once they're 6 months old, they're fertile. They can mate. Females, they always go by a size. So it doesn't make a difference. They could, in the wild, if they're not eating well, they may never be able to mate. Yeah, I'm ready for you. Okay. Be a tree. Just be a tree. Be a tree. Uh-huh. She's holding on. Look at this. She does not want to fall. Are you ready? Okay, don't freak out. Her face will come by you, but she's a good mom. So she doesn't want to hurt her eggs. Okay. There you go. She's going to wrap around you because she just doesn't want to hurt her eggs. Yep. Yeah, he's fine. He'll come around. He knows where the arm is. As long as he knows there's a flat spot. And ask him, how heavy are these snakes? They're heavy. They're heavier than you think they are. They're just all muscle. So there's a ton of weight going right there. Any other questions? You guys can ask anything. I don't want to hold you up. No, I mated her with a different male this time, only because I already got this gene now. And so this year she'll be able to mate. And so, yep. And so she's going to mate with another one that's got the same genes. And they'll have about 6 eggs. And I'm hoping to get one of these, and one of the cross in between. So she's mated back to an albino this time. I got it. She's mated to an albino. Looks just like her.
And the spotted one, you said that he's 40, and you.
Oh yeah.
How do you apply them?
How to get him?
You said they're typically super expensive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So what happened was literally there was a breeder that needed some more genes, and he was at the sale in Tinley Park, and he goes, "Hey, I know you do it." They're tight. It's crazy tight. So they go. He's like, I got this guy. He's really good, but he's probably gonna die. And he goes, "Would you be interested for 300?" And I'm like, "How old?" And he was 30-something. I'm like, "Okay." I figured I'd get a breeding out of him. He's bred for the last 10 years, and so I've been very lucky. So and that usually doesn't happen. There's bearded dragons that I have that their life expectancy is 3 years. And so you got to get moving if you're gonna get those genes. And it's not the genes you can see, it's the genes you can't see. Oh, you went right around my microphone. So it's the genes you can't see. So they're breeding snakes now that don't have scales. So it's just skin. It would feel like a big eel is what it would feel like. They're breeding different patterns. They've got they're hybridizing. I'm not a big fan of that, but they're doing hybridizing where they're taking, and that's happening if you go down to Florida. So remember we said the Burmese pythons are down there? So Burmese pythons are a big snake, but they're not mean. I mean, they get, 20 feet long, but they're not mean. They're breeding now with Indian pythons, which are mean. They hate everything, humans especially. And the microphone that came off. And they go ahead and they're breeding. And the crossbreeds, if you know anything about a crossbreed, when they cross, it's like breeding a horse to a donkey. They get to be bigger than either of the separate ones, and it's meaner. And so now it's actually eating dogs off of people's porches. Most snakes are afraid of humans; they won't come near them. And they're like, "Look at that! Somebody just tied my meal out there." And so they're having a big problem with them. So I've been down there to Florida probably 6 times. I go down they do a couple roundups a year. Oh, he's everywhere. They do a couple roundups a year, and I go down and I'm trying to catch the big Burmese pythons. And you should look it up. They catch them, and you get paid so much a foot to catch them. And I can't find anything. Every time I go down there, it's usually a bunch of 14 to 20-year-olds, and they're coming out with a big snake. And I've been in there for 4 or 5 hours, and I can't find them. And they bring out a 12-footer. I'm like, seriously? All right, where are you going, hon? There we go. So yeah, I get a lot of my stuff in trade. I know enough breeders that once they're done and they're going for bigger money on something else, I usually buy their old stuff that comes in. I'm big into more of the handling, and so I've got a lot of animals that like most people wouldn't keep because, oh, that's not as pretty as you can get. But they end their lives. They stay right out. And so every of those big tortoises, every one of those came from people who bought them. And I should have brought a big one so you show. They're huge. And that's what Mary said when we came in. Like, you have no idea how big these other tortoises get. Every one of those came from somebody who bought them. And then they got too big. They came from 6 different states. I had one from North Dakota. Like, I'll get in contact with them, and they're just too huge. Nobody wants a 60-pound tortoise that they got to bring in, every night. And so I brought them all here. Well, actually, I brought them to La Crosse. I was there, and then I brought them all down here. And since I have a room underneath my house, separate from the house, because my wife would not allow that, and that's where they go in the wintertime. But they're really cattle with shells. Like, they graze like a cow, they poop like a cow, they walk like that's all they do. Like, they're sort of cool cows, but that's pretty much what they do. And it matters on the species. So like the one you see right there, they only lay 6 eggs a year. And so like those babies, they sell for like $350 a piece. The ones at the school, the big ones, they lay 3 times a year, 40 eggs each. And so I met at the Mexican restaurant on this side of town. I was talking to one of the guys that he used to catch sea turtles and eat their eggs, or you catch, and he goes, it's illegal now. I'm like, yeah, it should be, because we want to keep sea turtles. And he goes, I miss the tortoise egg, or turtle eggs. So I brought him like 40 once. He goes, seriously? I'm like, yeah, eat up. Like, I got a lot of chicken eggs. I've got a lot of tortoise eggs. So there's just a lot of tortoises. I've hatched, out of my tortoises, I probably hatch 100 a year. I've got hundreds of baby snakes, axolotls, frogs, a little bit of everything. So that's what I do. I do a lot of trading. If I have something somebody wants, then we might have to go through somebody else, but we end up getting what we need to put them together. Nope, that's a boy. So here, I'll put these guys away first. It matters. So like, okay, come on up, and then we'll go get the torch. So it matters. Like these, if you were to buy this from a breeder, this snake right here, that's about $1,500. Okay, and this snake here, you can buy from a pet shop, and if you didn't know the genetics, that's a $25 snake. Now, I know that's a couple thousand because I know it's carrying these genes, but you don't know that. Like, so I keep a lot of genetic records. So just like if you ever had dairy cattle, it's keeping, how much their milk, what's the butter fat, doing the exact same thing. So I know where they're at. You want the daddy snake? Okay. Put your arm up. I'm not going to put them around you. That's right there. Oh, yeah. They're and everything. They do. Right? This is a real battle, just so you know. All right. All right. Let's go ahead. You want to unhook me?
Yep.
There we go. Yep. I'll put one of these guys away. There's just a handful.
Once you figure out how.
When they touch skin, the first thing we're going
Hold on, let's get them untied.
All right, so let me get you here. Look at me. There you go. Ready? Perfect. Okay, got it. We got it. See, you saw the thing too. Go right around the thing.
That's not good.
There we go. Oh. So the big tortoises up in school, their lifespan is 150 years. And so I have them right now. I'll set this for a second. Where I have them right now, my oldest one is 35, 40 years old. So they will be willed through my grandchildren somewhere. Like, I don't even know. My wife said the same thing. There's actually a petting zoo down in Georgia that wanted all 6. So they might go there at some point. Only because, like, who's going to take care of it? Like, they're a lot of work, So, again, they're cattle that you have to move on. Okay? I am going to go grab him because I want to show you something. It's sort of cool.
Would you equal this to like taking care of 40 or little cow?
100%. goes down. Just like, you gotta know when she's in heat, you see they have the sticker up on top, you know when you're ready, you know when you gotta pull her some feed. She's gotta go to a different pen, that's where it's gotta go. You also know, because you gotta know which genetics you're crossing, okay, I'll grab my mailer, and you gotta know which one of your males are the best. Oh, of course. So, right, you know I was picking them up. So here's what's really cool. You can tell boys from girls, you guys can do this with turtles out there. Flip them over. All boys look like this underneath. It's K-Dot. Okay? That's because of that. So they literally they're K-Dot. So that guy's a breeder male. These guys are a little bit different.
You made some mess behind our feet.
Maybe I would clean it up. Yes, tortoises are not potty trained, that is for sure. So these guys here are a little different. So these guys here, you can't see it. So I take a metal probe and I go back over the tail, and it goes in. Males are, once you've done it once or twice, it's sort of like cut steers. Like once you've done it, you know what you're doing. First couple times, I wouldn't want to cut steer. Okay, so it's a process that comes through. But that's not cool. You can wash your hands first. Come here, you did your, okay, you did wash your hands, correct? Make sure your regular stance. Yes, your hand sanitizer. And I don't mean to hold you guys up, but I was going to show you, if you want to, this is the books that came around. There's one there, I'll put one on the other side, I'll put one there. So this is us in the Amazon, so like 200 some days. This is literally where we get to go. So it scares some people, like we're down there, so at night, I don't know if you've ever been, I grew up country, so like they're like, we just go out and sleep in the cornfield, it's no big deal, there's no lights. But I have a lot of kids who've never been where there's no electricity. And so at night, you'll go into huts, and they're 20 feet off the ground, and then at night you hear the tapirs, or the jaguars, or the howler monkeys coming through the camp. And it can be scary, but they have no reason to hurt you. So it's just an amazing experience. So we go down there, I've been down there 6 times, this is my 7th time. I take 27 people, we hang out, we live right on the Amazon. We actually do service over down there. They're
used to long services down there, though.
What's that?
They're used to 4-hour services down there. So.
Like you go eat, everybody comes back.
That's right.
Like it was, so like when you go there, like you're in. It's a day thing. We're all in because they travel by boat to get there, and it's to get all the people there. So you're all there. It's a big thing. So yeah, it's really a cool experience. But I think they're showing off just because when I was these guys' age, I heard about the Amazon. I'm like, oh, I'd love to go there someday. And now I like hang out there. But I've done 14 weeks really total down there. So.
Your daughter's all on there with you, right?
They have. And my third one is going this time. I ask my wife every time. Her answer is no pretty quick every time. But like, I mean, I try to be honest with her. We go down there, there's no cell phone service. So you've got a nice camera. And if you have to jump in the water, that nice camera broke. So you're right on Amazon. I eat whatever they make, but they also make American food, which is always chicken and cassava. It's like a potato. So they chicken and cassava. But when the natives are eating, or our guides, I always go over there because they got the cool stuff. My favorite food, some girls work with me on this, okay? So my favorite food is I watch the kids every day when they're at school, every day at noon, everybody does siesta. Like it's mandatory. It's just too hot. You can't do it. You know what I mean? And so the kids, they go play a little bit of soccer, football, and then they go out and they're in the bananas. There's bananas everywhere. And so they're over there and they're looking for one to fall down. Well, I am the curious guy, like, hey, what are they doing? And they got little bags, they're not fanny packs, but a little bag inside. And they're going through it, they're picking out, they're about 5 or 6 inches long, bright yellow, they're like that big around. black head, and they're a grub. And so they put him in this pocket. And so I went with the kids, and one of the boys is there, and I'm like, "What do you do with it?" And I'm like, "What?" And he pops one in his mouth. He chews it. It's moving like it's a grub. Chews it and eats it. And I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." So we went to do it, and so when they eat him head first. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to eat him head first, because I don't want to bite this out of my mouth, right? Like, I don't know if I can chew quickly. And so I ate his butt first. And I go to bite into him, and I reach around and it bit my nose. And I'm screaming because I can't get it off. Like, it's not. And so the kid reaches up and rips it off. And then he eats it, right? So then I get the next one, and I go to eat. And you go ahead, and I put it in my mouth, and it feels just like a rubber balloon. Okay? So it's like go that, and it pops, and it's warm banana pudding. It's so good. It's so good. So I go with the kids, and they pick out buckets of these grubs. Just buckets of them. They're so good. Yes, I would have eaten it first, but yes, it's really. But again, they do things a lot differently. So they don't have electricity, and so when they come to like weddings and everybody gets together, it's alcohol. Everybody tries to make alcohol. So do you know how to make alcohol?
Remember, you are being recorded.
All the women elders get together and they chew up the sapa and they spit into a big bowl. And then you leave that sit for a week beforehand. And then once the wedding comes, you go ahead and you drink. The first drink's the toughest one. After that's easy.
All right. I'm going to do a benediction, and you are welcome to visit with him as long as possible or as long as you choose. Remember, at 1 o'clock, if you would like to have your critters blessed, come back out here, and I will be around to bless our critters. So, receive now this benediction. May God, who created the animals of the earth, continue to protect and sustain us all now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
How hard did chicken get?
Now, they don't do the there you go. All right, there you go. You will love it. They're perfect. What's that? Hey, bro, can you put your hand away? Good. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. They are. That's what they do. Roosters are not. They're always noisy. The females are good. No, they got to be girls. Oh, then yeah. Now your other hand may kick out a little bit. You might want to have some. Oh, good. They're beautiful. Trust me.
Does the college students read in budget or?
Well, these are mine.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, they,
I mean, but what's the college?
a pretty good budget.
right, yeah,
So
so
your room and yours too.
everything, yeah, everything you see alive, every cage, that's all. So I'm not a sugar mama, she's okay, but it's a, so when I sell my. Right. It's $50. Like, you're giving them away at that point.